the spurt in investment, huge investment program. That must be there. So I think the government is getting now, infusing the necessary oil into all these sectors to make them working.
All right.
You see? And I think my own view is the future is very bright for us. But we still have to do a certain amount of our missions probably have to a certain amount of publicity, give certain amount of publicity, tell the real situation in Sri Lanka, because you must realize while we are doing all this, there is a certain part of certain international community doing all the propaganda against Sri Lanka for reasons only known to them.
Yeah.
Now we have to fight that also, that Sri Lanka, they are saying the violation of human rights and things like that, whereas there hardly any violation of human rights. And the war was fought to a concluding victory with the least amount of civilian casualties. So that is our missions have to do a lot of work so that investors, foreign investors, are aware of the true situation, and they come in, and we have said the investment council, business council, they must go out to various places and tell the foreign investors, this is the situation, we'll come along, and go ahead with that sort of.
You are with the Crossfire, an exclusive production of the Government Information Department. We have with us Professor ATVTS Indraratne, President of the Organization of the Professional Associations of Sri Lanka. Yes, Professor, we were talking about the Sri Lankan economic policy and how it deals with the other issues as well. One major aspect is that our relationship with the booming economics like China, Brazil, India. How do you see this happening, and what's the situation regarding this?
Yes. Now this is where I would like to see a little shift of paradigm, shift of scenario. Different emphasis on our economic scenario, because we were depending heavily on the West, the United States and the European Union. Now, with the European Union, we were getting some, concessions because of the GSP Plus. Now, the GSP Plus has been stopped. So now we can't depend on European Union and so much. And European also has its own problems. They have got a very adverse impact from the recession, and they have still come out of the recession completely, like we have. And even the United States, they are in a very bad way. There is depression in the United States. They are heavily indebted. So we have to look towards the growing economies. And China and India are economic powerhouses. They are going to be the leaders in the world. The superpowers almost shift in superpowers, you see, because China is going to be, if not the only superpower, one of the superpowers in the whole world in the next couple of years. And China and India are the fastest growing economies in the world, and they are the tremendous market. Because if you take China and India together, almost 40% of the population of the world is in these two countries. So tremendous. And we have to establish trade links with them. That's why we have already established the FTA with India. We are thinking of having trade agreements with China. So we have to look towards the East, because if we can establish links with China, India, Japan and Australia, this part of the world, then of course we don't have to depend so much as we did on the West, like United States and the European Union.
There is a criticism and an allegation from the opposition parties about the economic policy of the government, the Sri Lankan government, especially about all these mega development programs like ports development, highways and all the other programs. They say that because of this capital expenditure, the real benefits, that we are not getting the real benefits out of all these drives. How do you comment on that?
No, but the question is this: the Sri Lanka, for fast developing country, has to have port facilities, aviation facilities, then the increase energy, all these, they must be transport facilities, they must be there. So, in fact, more ships pass via Hambantota than via Colombo. So we have to have a port to attract some of those traffic, sea traffic. So and Hambantota port was developed for that purpose. And a lot of traffic that used to avoid Sri Lanka, we may be able to trap once the Hambantota port is developed. And similarly, we have only one international airport. So we can do with another international airport. Of course, when the country is growing, passenger traffic, cargo traffic will increase, then we have to have facilities created. But we are having Colombo South, we are developing, Colombo South Port. Then we are developing Hambantota. We are developing Oluville Port, Kankasanture, Trincomalee. So we have a huge connectivity right around. It not only internally, but externally also, we have to be highly connected to increase our traffic. In fact, to realize this vision of Mahinda Chintana,
Miracle of the Asian
to have a aviation hub, naval hub, energy hub, commercial hub, knowledge hub. We have to do that. That is why even the government is now trying to enhance facilities of IT, taking the IT to the village level. All that has been done to achieve this end. Of course, earlier we missed the opportunity completely. That opportunity was snapped by Dubai and Singapore. But Sri Lanka is much better located than either of those two places. So it's better late than never. And I think we have to aim at that, at least go somewhere. And if we maintain, if we have good governance, efficient public service, law and order in the country, law and order in the country, so that there is no violence, things like that in this country, and there is, so to say, the absolute peace in this country, then of course I am sure we may be able to go towards that, and if not within the next couple of years, at least in the foreseeable future, we should be able to get there.
How do you respond to the opposition allegations of all these capital expenditures? And
but you can't have infrastructure without capital expenditure. How could, these are all investment which takes lump sum, huge sums, to build the Southern Expressway, to build a Colombo-Kadunayake Expressway. You want huge expenditure. You see, even under the 1977 and 1994 regime, you have huge expenditure like the Mahaveli
project.
It's a huge. It was finished in 6 years.